That's not fun. That's not fun to say. It's not fun to live. I was stalled out. I mean, just like maybe I would go up and down a few pounds, up specifically. So for now, I'm just trying to take full advantage. Covered bariatric surgery, but not weight loss medication. All right. Hi. My name is Carolyn. I've been wanting to start this video series for like 7 or 8 weeks now, and I'm just kind of getting around to getting all the logistics of it together. See, I have a microphone. Anyway, I really enjoy watching people's weight loss vlogs, particularly around like their experience with Zepbound and Mounjaro. And I just kind of wanted to add to the conversation. You know who I really like watching the UK vloggers who are on Mounjaro? I think it's maybe their accents. I find them very soothing to listen to, and sometimes I'll just put them on and like listen to the playlist all together. So anyway, so yes, I do have a long and storied history of weight loss. My starting weight in April of 2024 was 260.2 pounds. That's not fun. That's not fun to say. It's not fun to live, but it is what it is. It is the truth. I am 5'10". I am 50 years old. So that kind of gives you an idea of where I am in my life. I currently weighed in this morning at 179.2 pounds. I'm estimating my goal weight to be around 160. That's a nice place for me usually. Somewhere between 150 and 160. I'm very comfortable. I feel good in my body. I like the way it looks. I like the way clothes fit when I'm at that size. And the reason I know that is because in 2006, I started losing weight over about a year. I lost over 100 pounds. Eventually, I think it was about 130. So that was 2006 I began, and I kept that weight off for years. I mean, until about I started gaining 2019. So from 2006 to 2019, I was not just thin, but at one point I was very thin. Some of that was intentional, some of that was not, because of life situations, because of health issues. But I feel like once you have kept a significant amount of weight off for, I don't know, like 5 years, you kind of start to identify, then you start to believe that, oh, this is for real, I did it, I'm the one who, I'm that 5%. People love that talking point. I'm the 5% who kept it off. And for 13, 14 years I did, and I was, and it felt good. I didn't even really think about it anymore. I just lived the way I lived. I ate the way I ate, exercised the way I exercised. In 2009, and I'll get into this in another video, like I'll do sort of like follow-up videos about sort of my history of weight loss and gain, and you know side effects and prescriptions and prior authorizations, doctors visits, all of that. And I just lost my train of thought. That's okay. So anyway, the point is, so in April 2024, I was 260.2 pounds. Started an unmedicated weight loss crusade. I don't want to use the J word. Call it a crusade for now. I began losing weight unmedicated, and I'd say I lost 60, no, yeah, maybe 65 pounds over the course of about a year. And I was stalled out. I mean, just like maybe I would go up and down a few pounds, up specifically, like, and then it just stay there. And it was frustrating, super frustrating. So I finally, reached out to my doctor, and I really wanted to get on a GLP-1. There's been people in my life who have been on them and had really good success. my insurance required me to do a 3-month trial with phentermine, which I was okay with. And I will say, like, that first week of phentermine was awesome. I thought it was great. Like, it worked. And if it was always going to be like that, I would have been happy to stay on it. So I had a good week 1. And then after that, I really, again, just stalled out. I didn't feel any difference in my hunger, fullness, nothing like that. It just wasn't working for me. So eventually, so I went back to my doctor after that 3 months, and she did prescribe me Zepbound, which was lovely of her. And actually, my insurance requires it to be Zepbound for a GLP-1. They won't cover Wegovy or Saxenda or anything else. It has to be Zepbound, which I was actually thrilled with. That's what I wanted to go on anyway. So yeah, so there was a little bit of back and forth with the prior authorization. I feel like there always is. And once that went through, it's been smooth sailing. I am extremely lucky that my insurance covers it. I have a 0 copay, which is wild and unheard of. I just kind of want to I just kind of want to get through this before they stop coverage, because I know, like, at some point they're just going to drop coverage on this medication. I know. So for now, I'm just trying to take full advantage. So I've done 4 weeks on the 2.5 milligram. I am 3 weeks into 5 milligram right now, and kind of on the fence as to whether I want to stick with 5 or move up to 7.5. And I need to figure that out within the next few days so I can request that prescription to be filled. So I think that's kind of about it for now. I do have kind of a lot of ideas of things, talking points that I would like to cover. Like I said, like my history of weight loss, being a chubby kid, kind of how the world treats you, thin versus not thin, dating, relationships, work, interviewing for jobs, side effects, prescription issues, insurance issues. When I first kind of I wanted to get on, like, the second I heard people were like chattering about Ozempic, I was like, yes, that's for me. I want to get on it. And I had good health insurance at the time, so I thought. And like I was at the doctor's. I actually did an online doctor's appointment, and the provider I spoke to was so lovely and so understanding, and offered me the prescription. And this was really in the very, very nascent days of everyone talking about GLP-1s. And I just didn't know. I just didn't know there was even a chance this wasn't going to be covered, or that there was like step therapy, or you had to be type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic. Like, so I was not, like, my insurance just did not cover at that time. This is a different insurance than I have now. Just did not cover weight loss medication at all. Covered bariatric surgery, but not weight loss medication. So that was just like a hard stop. That was the end of the road for that. So yeah, there's a lot of things I can talk about. I feel like, I'm sure as other people who have lost weight over and over feel like nobody knows how to lose weight better than they do. Like, I'm really quite the self-taught expert. So yeah, that's kind of what I envision this channel to be. I'd love for people to follow along and, leave their own experience, their own suggestions in the comments. I'd love to, like, because I don't really have anybody to talk to about this. So it would be nice to, like, find that community. I think I'll just leave it there. I don't want this first video to be too long, and I'd like to keep all of these within like 15 minutes anyway, and I'm just about at the 10-minute mark right now. So, I'll provide a little more background going forward, but I just kind of wanted to start this by saying, hi, this is who I am, this is what I'm dealing with, this is where I am in my crusade. And yeah, if you want to introduce yourself or just leave your 2 cents, I'd love to read it. And I will be back shortly with more. Bye.